How many times have you wanted to make a real estate video, but you thought, I've only been licensed a little while. I don't have enough experience to be able to talk about this. Or I've never sold a house like this in this particular neighborhood. I don't know enough to be able to talk about this topic. Or how about this? I'm worried that if I say something wrong, if I make a mistake in my video, if I'm not 100% accurate, that someone's going to call me out on it and I'm going to look like an imposter and I'm going to feel like a fool. This, my friend, is called imposter syndrome. It's a very real thing, and it's also absolutely not true. So today, let's talk about how we can have amazing careers and kick imposter syndrome to the curb. Welcome back, friends. I'm Karin Carr, and on this channel, I teach agents how to attract business, not chase it, because cold calling sucks, and friends don't let friends cold call. Imposter syndrome. Have you heard of this term before? It actually gets kicked around a lot in the online marketing space. People feel like, I can't possibly teach someone else something when I only just recently learned it myself. Therefore, that makes me a fraud and that makes me an imposter. And you would be amazed at how many people you know, how many people you look up to and respect that think that they are imposters. They can have huge followings. They can have millions of people following them on Instagram and YouTube and all these platforms, and yet they don't feel worthy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We suck!
Well, the thing that I've learned about imposter syndrome is that while you may actually feel that it's a thing, it's completely a lie. It is not true at all. So if you want to start making real estate videos and you're just a little bit nervous about your lack of experience, I'm going to give you a few ways that you can get over it and start making videos right now that have the potential to establish you as an authority in your market and start bringing you all kinds of clients. Tip number one is that if you haven't done a transaction yet, why not talk about the area where you live? If you have lived here for any length of time, you know the area, you know the neighborhoods, you know where the shopping is, you know the good restaurants, you know the things to do, you're learning about the schools and the things to do on the weekends, and you can absolutely talk about those things in your videos. Imagine that you are thinking of buying a home in this community, and maybe you're moving here from out of the area or just from a different subdivision, a different town, and you want to learn more about what it would be like to live in this particular area. You may not have sold any houses yet, but I guarantee that you can talk about this topic. Now, this is a lot simpler than you think. You pick a neighborhood that you want to highlight. You're going to go over there, and typically, it's easier if you drive and someone else films, or if someone else drives and you film. I usually have my husband drive. I hold the camera in the passenger seat with the window rolled down, and I hang on to it for dear life so I don't drop it out the window, or I have it on a selfie stick or a gimbal so I can extend it out the window a little bit. I have him drive really slowly so he doesn't hit every pothole in the road, and I don't even narrate at all. I literally just film, and I might talk to myself so that when I play it back later, I remember why I was shooting this particular area and what I wanted to say about it. But that audio is not going to be in the finished product. Instead, I will mute that audio and I will record a voiceover, which is where we play the video back and then we narrate what we're looking at. This takes out all of the downtime, all of the pauses, all of the times where there was an extended period of time where nothing was really happening on camera. We can shorten that up, and that way, when we do our narration on top of it, the video is moving along very quickly, keeping everyone's attention. I will typically record my introduction to the video standing at the front of the neighborhood, or maybe in front of the pool or some other local feature of that subdivision. And then I will have a wrap up at the end with a call to action. Now, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I always have a call to action in my videos. I either get them to watch another video, which is related to the one they just watched, or I send them to my website and I offer them something of value that they can download so that they will get into my database and I can follow up with them later. Now, if you're going to ask me, do you have to be on camera? Well, my answer is you don't have to be, but how badly do you want a new client? If you record all of the videos and your face is never on camera, it's going to be harder for you to establish rapport with the viewer. Now, if they hire you as their real estate agent, they are going to see you in person. You are not going to show up at appointments with a bag over your head. You're not going to use that little gadget
that disguises your voice like you're in the witness protection program.
So if you hide yourself from them at the very beginning, it's going to make it more difficult for them to really get to know you if you are not on camera. So if you're very nervous about making videos at the beginning, by all means, do not put yourself on camera if that's the part that's stopping you. As long as we can at least hear you speaking. And remember, you can write out a script, you can record it ahead of time. If you stumble over your words, do another take. You do not have to upload anything that is not exactly the way that you want to present yourself to the public. But don't go overboard. It does not need to be 100% perfect. In my videos, my motto is B+ work is good enough. I am not a Hollywood editor. I am no Steven Spielberg. I am not making videos so that I will win an Oscar. I am making videos that will win a new client. Tip number 2 is, what did you do before you got your real estate license? Was it something that taught you skills that we could apply to real estate? Were you a financial advisor? Were you a mortgage loan officer? Were you a teacher? So you're able to explain things to a first-time buyer in a way that they understand without making them totally overwhelmed. So get out a piece of paper. I want you to make a list. What are your strengths? What are the things that you are really, really good at? We are all great at different things. There are certain things that are going to be awesome as a real estate professional that you already know how to do and that you're already good at. If you have to make yourself a list of things and read it back to yourself before you make a video to get yourself all pumped up, so be it. You do you, boo. But even if you've never sold a house before, if you know how to teach and you know how to explain things very well, that is a skill that is absolutely going to serve you well in your new career. So don't you forget it. Tip number 3 is to remember that nobody starts out good on camera. Unless you went to film school and you got a degree in script writing, like my agent in Augusta, Kimberly, who's amazing on camera, but most of us are not like that.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Most of us learned from the school of hard knocks. We learned by making videos over and over and over again, by falling on our faces, doing a terrible job, getting skewered in the comments, and then brushing ourselves off and doing it all over again. I liken it to winning the Super Bowl. Do you wake up one day and you decide, I would like to be a football player? Today will be the first time I ever play football and I'm going to go win the Super Bowl. That's not really how it works. We have to practice over and over and over and over and over again before we start to get even remotely decent. And then we have to practice and practice some more before we really start to hone our skills and get good and other people start to notice. So just know that at the beginning, you're going to be terrible. And that's kind of a rite of passage. It is not only normal, that's expected. If you don't stink at the beginning, you are definitely the exception, not the rule. So do me a favor, go to any YouTube channel that you respect, whether it's a real estate agent or not, anybody that you follow on a regular basis. Then when you go to their channel, click on videos and filter by oldest to newest. Go watch their oldest videos. Do they look anything like what their most recent videos look like? I guarantee you no. They were probably terrible. Every single person on YouTube has a journey. They start here and they end here and they get better along the way, and so will you. It's kind of silly to expect that you get to just leapfrog straight to the amazing part, right? No, go look at my oldest videos. They were terrible. Did I start with a setup like this? No, of course not. Did I start with a very expensive microphone and lighting and a fabulous camera? No, I did not. I started with my cell phone in front of a window in my home office with, I don't think I even haven't had an external microphone. Now, I did not go to film school. I knew nothing about camera equipment. I knew nothing about being on camera, period. And if I can do it, promise you, so can you. And I even have a little bonus tip for you. You can record directly into Zoom, and they have a filter. It says touch up my appearance, and it's like a little airbrush for your skin. So if part of the reason you're nervous about being on camera is that you're of a certain age, and maybe, we have some signs of wisdom, shall we say. So sit down at your computer, open up Zoom, press record. It's going to ask you if it wants to save to your computer or save it to the cloud, depending on which type of Zoom account you have. Once you're recording, go to your video settings and click Touch Up My Appearance. It makes you look fabulous. And now when you watch your video back, at least you're not going to be thinking, damn, I look old. Have you heard about the 5-day challenge that I do for real estate agents? I do this a couple of times a year where I go live for 5 days in a row and I help you get your YouTube channel off the ground so that you can start getting leads from people that watch your videos who want to hire a real estate agent in the market that you represent. And guess what? When you get that first phone call, you're going to feel like a freaking rock star. And I want you to come be a part of it because we're starting again very soon. So here is the link to be able to get on the waiting list. Put your name and email in there, and as soon as we release the dates, we'll notify you that the 5-day challenge is open for enrollment. And I hope that you will come join me because, man, we're going to help you turn subscribers into sales.